I see that Mark is on the line. Let's go ahead and bring Mark into the fold. Mark, you're on.
Hello, Egberto. How are you this fine morning?
I am doing fine, Mark. Talk to me.
I got a couple questions. I only have a few minutes. I got to go to work, but I want your opinion on the Lina Hidalgo. Why did she disappear?
Well, she's having issues with depression, and so she took some time off to go ahead and get the medical help that she needs.
Okay. If she's got those, the lady's in charge of millions or billions of dollars, and she just, if I did that on my job, they'd probably tell me, well, we don't need you anymore. She needs to be held accountable if she's going to be able to fulfill her position.
Mark, I'm glad that you said that, because Mark, you open a very important door, and I'm glad that you said that, because I'm not concerned about Lina Hidalgo having to take time off for taking care of her health, because first of all, no business, society, or whatever is dependent on one person. When you hear me talk about the collective, about each of us needing each other, that's exactly what I mean. And just like Lina is the head of our county, but she has a good staff that works under her. But let's talk about you, Mark, because that's more important right now. You know what you just said. Lina Hidalgo is on top of everything, and she can take the time off. If it were me, I would be fired. I don't get that opportunity. Let me tell you something about crabs in a bucket. And I always talk about this with different groups. And this is what our economic system does do to us, right? And it's the following, Mark. I want, when Mark is on the job, if Mark had a mental issue, if Mark had an issue with his kid who needed his support now, if Mark had an issue with his wife who needed something now that precluded him from going to work, that he would not have to sacrifice his family, that he would not have to sacrifice his well-being because of an economic system that forces him to work at all costs. Business first, personal stuff second. You called Mark to open an important door. And that door is saying, we need to start thinking humanely about our brothers and sisters. I don't want Mark, if he had an issue, to sit back and believe that, oh my God, if something like what happened to Lina Hidalgo happened to me, I would be out of a job. So why does she get a break? I want her to get the break. But you know who else I want to get the break, brother? Brother Mark. Did I make my point, sir?
Okay, good point. I agree with that. Your health should be first before your job. Correct. And, but if she has all these problems, geez. She's, this isn't just like a regular job. This is very...
No, it is sir. Mark, I want to interrupt you here for one important reason, Mark. That, you see, that kind of thinking is what I'm trying to get all of us away from. Hidalgo is the head of the county, and her job is important. I don't know what you do, Mark, but if you were sweeping floors in the middle of Houston, we need you. And the thing about, look, I can understand why Hidalgo would make more than the person sweeping the floors. I get it. But we have to get away from what our economic system has done to us into thinking some are more valuable than the other. And that is your thought process that you just put out there. That's how we were programmed to think. I am trying to deprogram us from that.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. She makes very important decisions. Now,
yes,
does
she
her
does.
mental health does it affect her decision making? That's my, and who decides?
And that's a very good point, sir. That is a very good point. And if that is the case, there are remedies within law, and we should have remedies within law. Is that if she cannot do the job that she was elected to do or hired to do, that there would be a way for her to step down temporarily if it's a temporary situation, or permanently if it's a permanent situation. So what you just said there is very important, and it's something we should think about. But what I don't want us to do, sir, is to have that thing like, well, if I on my job, if I had a mental issue, they'll fire me. Oh my God. We have to get away from that thinking, brother. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
so I get, it's important that you called in here and said that, because I think more of America needs to hear how we should be handling the issue as far as our intersectionality between work, whether it's be governmental or private, and, and humanity, if you will. Anything else, Mark?
Well, I think my personal opinion on her is that she got elected and she wasn't ready for this big job.
Right.
I mean, I think all the pressures and everything got to her.
Mm-hmm.
And
no, well, let me tell you, Mark. Let me just say, Mark. Mark, it is okay to have that opinion that you don't think she was qualified. Let me just tell you this, and I don't know if you have faith in me or you trust the words that I say or not, but I know her personally, okay? And this is a tough-minded young woman. She's not a conservative like a lot of folks would like her to be, mostly those who don't like her. She's a progressive, and she has progressive policies, and she's the one who was elected because Harris County is more of a progressive county. It is okay for you not to like her policies, just like I don't like the policies of the governor. But to solve that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get somebody who supports the policies that I support, right? So, and when I say I mean a lot of people like me support. And actually, I would love to bring you, Mark, into the fold of progressivity, because I think based on the things that you're doing, I think it would serve you well more so than not. But it's something that I would have to convince you by earning your trust. But anyway, anything else, my friend?
It's going to be hard to change I'll probably never.
I know, but you know what? I know, but I will never give up trying, because like I said, I think the things that I believe in will be better for you and your family, but I'll have to convince you of that, because ultimately it's your decision, sir.
Well, I think that she needs to be evaluated before she takes active role again, and I think it should be somebody, a doctor or something that does it, that's non-biased.
That's right, and that's where she's at, sir. That is where she's at right now, where they're evaluating her. And again, remember, she put herself in there. Again, there are a lot of people that are doing work for you right now in government and elsewhere that have serious mental problems, and they're just making bad decisions. And I think her decision to come out knowing that she's going to get a lot of spears from people to do that, I think that took some bravery, especially since her political career is on the high ascent. And to do that, she knows that is a big thing that she's going to have to overcome based on the psychology that we currently have in America. But I am hoping that as time goes on, we change. But look, I got to go to the other call, Mark, and I do appreciate you bringing this subject up. It's important, and I hope I've made a little bit of difference in your thought process.
Thank you,
even if it's a little teeny bit. You take care, brother.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.